Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Bucks lose it tonight. Close one on the road in Houston, 100-97. They scored 12 points in the fourth quarter. I believe they scored like 14 points over the last 14 minutes of the game. They actually did a good job defensively because they only gave up 15 in the fourth, but that was the difference. It's a 3-point game. You gave up 15 in the fourth, and you only scored 12. Was not enough tonight, 100-97. Come on in the room. Doc is our doctor, right side of the screen. Gives us some medicine in our room. We are live. Cream City crossover to Guru Charles III.
MT.
Chris King.
Justin.
Yeah, everybody's in the building tonight. 197 Bucks lose it to the Houston Rockets. Get at us in the chat. Let's talk to you on the YouTube. If you're there, appreciate you for tuning in, joining in. Hit that like button if you get in here. But we'll talk to you in the chat. If you're on the Twitter at TCIESQ, get at us there. Well, let's talk about this thing. 100-97. I think that was the chair, not the kale. From JT over there.
That was a chair. Okay. Not the kale. Not the kale. No, sir.
Not the kale tonight. Speaking of stinky, that was the Bucks' fourth quarter tonight. That was the Bucks offensively in the fourth. That was decision making from a lot of guys in the fourth quarter tonight. Let's do a game recap here. 100-97. The Bucks lose it in Houston. Giannis 27, 10, and 6 in 31 minutes. 9 of 17 tonight. 9 of 12 from the free throw line. He was a +1. A lot of people want to talk about Giannis and the free throws. How about late in the game, late game situations from the line? Giannis knocking them down. He hits them when they matter. 9 of 12, 75%. That'll play. Again, you got to think about it. 32 minutes from Giannis. Now, you have to question, this is a playoff game this later. Giannis is probably going to play 35, 36, 37 minutes. So you probably find a way to win this game with the extra 6 or 7 minutes that Giannis would typically play. But he's still on a minutes restriction. He goes 31 minutes, 44 seconds. He only can give you 27, 10, and 6. You needed 31 from him. Kyle Kuzma tonight in 34 minutes, 9 points, 6 boards, 1 assist, 1 steal, 4 of 10, 1 of 4 from the 3. Missed a good look at 3 late in the game from the corner. I also had a fast break late in the fourth. Giannis with a beautiful steal. Got it up. They're moving ahead. Couldn't finish on the layup. And also I'll say this too on that layup from Kyle Kuzma, because I think a lot of people are going to be upset at the game that Kyle Kuzma played. But I think that was a game where they weren't calling a lot. They let Houston play. And again, I don't know if it's a foul. I don't know if that was a foul or should have been a foul, or if they would have called a foul. But I'd have to look at it again. But I can see a scenario where a lot of refs anticipate a foul in that scenario. They didn't get one. They weren't calling them tonight. So you had to play with it. Taurean Prince, 6 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists tonight from TP. 3 steals from him. Had a couple fall into his lap, but again, first quarter's rough from him. Brook Lopez, 12 points, 8 boards, 3 assists tonight, 1 steal, did have 3 blocks. He was 4 of 10. He took a 3 he took the 3 from Dallas. And it didn't go in for him. That was a rough one with a lot of time on the clock. Had Giannis under the basket, probably shouldn't have taken that 3 right there. Damian Lillard, rough night from Dame, 22. 3 assists, 7 of 22. He shot 31%. Worst shooting percentage from all the starters tonight. 4 of 11 from 3, but he was a +2. AJ Green, 12 points, 5 rebounds. Gary Trent Jr., only 5 points tonight. Jericho Sims doesn't score, but he has 3 boards. Kevin Porter Jr., 4 points, 3 steals. Didn't get the offensive output that you're looking for from a KPJ. Just didn't have it tonight. On the Houston side of things, Thompson with 9 points, 9 boards, 6 assists, and an ejection for raking Giannis across the face. Jalen Green, 25, 8, and 3. Alfred Sengun, 23 and 11 tonight. Eason, 12.6 boards. Dylan Brooks, 16 points, 8 boards, 4 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. Had the primary assignment of Giannis. Smith Jr., 13 points, 8 boards from him. Jack Landale got in the game, messed around. Aaron Holiday got in the game, messed around as well. But again, they only needed 100 points tonight. And I thought the first half from the Bucks, they did, what they needed to do from a defensive standpoint and from an offensive standpoint. I think there's some questions that you may have about Taurean Prince in the starting lineup. I think there's some questions that you may have about Brook Lopez and what he does as a starter. So I think there are definitely some issues that you can get at. I'm talking about Brook Lopez from the standpoint of, you letting Sengun just dominate you. He cannot. Brook Lopez no longer can defend at all straight line drives to the basket. He just can't do it. Jericho Sims gets in the game and can. So that's a problem that I'm looking at. I think also you got to work, if you're Doc Rivers, the stints that Brook Lopez plays, I think you got to shorten it up to 5-6 minute stints. And you can go back to him and play. But I just don't think you can have full 10, 11 minute quarters where 10, 11 minutes are Brook Lopez. 9+ minutes of Brook Lopez. It seems like a lot for him, especially when Jericho Sims, who may not be able to score, but at least he can set screens, he can play the defense, and he's just a lot more active. Now, Jericho Sims got to grab the basketball. You got to grab that. You can't just be flopping at it. I like the position. I like the fight. I like all it. You got to grab the basketball. The Bucks gave up tonight. The Bucks gave up 16 offensive rebounds tonight. Not good enough. They got thoroughly manhandled on the boards tonight. It was not good enough. 53-37. The Houston Rockets, I don't know all the numbers on Houston. There's no way they should out-rebound you 53-37. We could have used some of them fake Bobby Portis rebounds tonight for sure. You definitely could have. And then I'll just say again, at the end of the game stuff, Houston's a very physical basketball team. This is a physical basketball game. I thought we matched the intensity in some points, not on the boards, but I thought we did match the intensity defensively. I wasn't mad at it. I'm really not as upset. I think a lot of people, again, do we have some brain dead moments? Yes. But I'm really not upset tonight at how we looked, because Houston, they scrapped it out. It was a scrappy basketball game. And you got what you talking about. You got to win the pretty with the gritty. Today was a gritty one. You didn't come out on top. The Houston mucked this game up. And they scored 15 points in the fourth. We scored 12. Like, this became a rock fight. And it's one of those games where you have an all bench unit that starts off. And I think it's just one of these doctors got to look at. We were having problems scoring. And so when do you bring guys back? Should you bring guys back earlier? Do you mix up a little more? Again, all good questions that you're going to have to figure out. But at the end of the day, I wasn't mad at it. And, I just thought that we got some good looks. They didn't fall. But you got to play a little smarter. You got to play a little bit smarter, and you got to go to your horses. And I thought, again, Dame, same thing. I know he was 7 for 22 tonight or whatever it was. You got to stay aggressive. He took the most shots on the court, but it's just in the fourth quarter. I get it. Kuzma was open. That wasn't bad, but it's too much pass. There was a possession where Kuzma and AJ Green played a 2-man possession down the stretch, ended up with a Kuzma turnover because he ran out of bounds. But why are we doing that? Again, on that possession, Kuzma's looking, before it got to AJ, Kuzma's looking to get the ball back to Dame. Nobody's getting back to him. So then he has to get into something, and they get into it, and it becomes a 2-man game with AJ and Kuz turnover. Like, those are the things you got to run through Giannis and Dame late in the game. And I saw a tweet. There's a tweet that came in on when I talked about the asking for opinions on the game, where somebody mentioned that this is where Chris Middleton, where we needed a Chris Middleton. Chris Middleton had 7 points the other night, dog. And that's not even what I want to get at. The one I want to get at, there was somebody mentioning it. This is where you need that third offensive player, and the Bucks don't have that third guy, right? And I keep going, no team. Look at the Lakers are on right now. The big threes are no longer existent, man. Look at Cleveland. It's 2 guys. You have Mo, but it's really 2 guys that you're going through offensive put for. Look at OKC. There's not this third. Everybody's got this third. Everybody didn't have this third guy that's like this. That's not how teams are built anymore. So I think people look, and so if you want to look at it, Phoenix has 3 guys. It don't work. So no, you have to play within the system and 2 guys. Other guys got to get in where they fit in. And of course, you're still missing Bobby Portis. I know they're missing Fred VanVleet. So no excuses tonight, but 197. Got to figure it out. I'm not upset tonight. That's what I saw. Chris King, what'd you say?
Yeah, I'm not going to use this game to parade about Chris Middleton over Kuzma in the clutch. Like, it's just not going to happen for me. I got people in the comments right now I'm reading where they're just like, oh, this is why Kuzma is trash down the stretch and this and that. It took you 4 games to even come in here and say something about Kuzma. That's how good he's been. And so I'm not going to go here and harp on Kuzma for missing a shot and taking a ill-advised. I will say it was a bad decision to go out and transition and try to go for a foul instead of maybe slowing it up and getting a bucket there. But at the end of the day, I feel like the Kuzma move is still – I'm still happy with what I saw. You just look at this game in general. You saw him and Giannis running in transition together, maybe a dribble handoff to Giannis, and they work a 2-man. Giannis gets an assist to Kuzma. Like, these are the things that I'm looking at during the game. It's not so much I'm harping on 1 possession or 2 possessions down the stretch where it's like, oh, man, I really miss Chris Middleton. I just don't. So I'm not going to sit here and harp on Kuzma the whole game when it's taking you guys 4 games, 4 days to come in here and talk about Chris Middleton. Everything else I saw, listen, Trey, I'll disagree a little bit. I'll push back on TP. I think TP did a good job tonight. He was a little slow, obviously. I saw that too. But I think he did a good job tonight of being more in control in transition. I thought he got the ball to Giannis. He got the ball to Dame when we were down 10 early in the first half. Got Dame going, hit two threes that were passes from Prince. So I thought he did a decent job tonight, especially back off of a bad game that he just had last game. So saw a little bit of good from TP. AJ Green hit some big shots throughout the game. Yeah, this was tough. Late game execution is what I think is really what messed this up. Why did we have that lineup in so long in the fourth quarter? To begin that fourth quarter, KPJ didn't have it tonight. We praised him all game last game, but tonight he just didn't have it. He made some bonehead plays, made some bonehead decisions, and you see a little bit of the guys. This is a new team. These guys are still trying to gel. You see a little bit of turnovers because they're trying to get used to the 2-man game with KPJ and Sims. Like, those guys have never played with each other, so obviously there's going to be some mistakes there. I'm not going to be so doom and gloom because we just lost a rock fight. What I'm mad about is the fact that you had an opportunity to win this game and you didn't do it. And that falls on Giannis, that falls on Doc, that falls on Dame. The guys who had the ball in crunch time or didn't have the ball, didn't go get the ball. And we took bad shots down the stretch. We had multiple chances at it. Our defense forced the Rockets for us to have more opportunities, and we just didn't capitalize. It's just how it goes. It was an unfortunate loss for me, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to be so doom and gloom about it. We're 4-1 with this new team.
Oh, I just turned the YouTube on to see the comments. Hold on. Why? I'm just confused as to, even if we're talking about third player, all this stuff, why are we talking about Kyle Kuzma when your superstar went 7 of 22? Why I'm talking about what? I'm trying to get to how we get to Kyle Kuzma when the superstar shot 30% from the field, and you want me to jump to Kyle Kuzma? I ain't at Kyle Kuzma didn't shoot 7 for 22, and we talking about Kyle Kuzma. Sorry, I just had to say that. I'm just confused how y'all jump. I'm just confused how the chat jumped to Kyle Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma, 7 for 22. I need better on that. And I'm not even getting on Dame tonight like I could. I'm just saying, before I go Kuzma, I'm talking about 7 for 22 from a guy who is clutch, who is the clutch guy, who's supposed to be doing Dame time in the fourth. We scored 12 points in the fourth quarter, and you don't want me to look at Kyle Kuzma?
Man, it's a chat going crazy right now, man. It's a whole lot of, and I'm gonna get to Doc's thoughts, but it's a whole lot of BS that comes back when we lose the game, man. We got these dumb Brooklyn Nets fans in the chat talking like, homie, like, why are you here, dog? You here to talk about stinky deer meat we lose? We ain't seen your ass in 6 games. Now you back. Hey, man,
lost to the damn sorry ass Wizards the other night. Y'all suck.
Oh, right. And Middleton was going to beat your bench's ass. The whole bench, he was going to serve him. You get served by Christian Middleton, because the brother's an ultimate Christian. You know you doing some bogus stuff. But anyways, we gave this dude too much time. I'm sorry, man. I'm pissed, dog. I'm mad. I'm about to piss the world off, too. Let's talk about Doc for a second, though. So he said, straight up, this team is better. They're a better team than this offensively. This game is going to keep you up no matter who would have won it. Ime or him would have been up because they both played like hot dog, dirty water in the fourth quarter. Too many contested 2-point jumpers, too many turnovers. They weren't passing the ball. They were missing wide open great threes, missing guys. Dame didn't touch the ball for almost 6 minutes during one stretch of the game. He was pissed how they played offensively. He didn't give Giannis the ball enough in good positions, didn't get him the ball on the post, and he has to give Kuz the ball more in that second unit. Sorry. Then Ime, he really complimented Ime a lot. Said he's a good coach. Said it was the first time that Houston has had a solid coach in a long time. And then lastly, he was just like, nothing went in for Kuz tonight. But that's why he needs the ball more with that second unit. And I think so that was pretty much Doc summed up. So I think what happened is like we were riding this high at KPJ and some of these guys, man, and justifiably so. And you know what? Kuz is entitled to a bad game. KPJ is entitled to a bad game. Brook Lopez is entitled to a bad game. Giannis is entitled to a few bonehead plays too, because that foul on Sengun with 30.1 seconds left, like, you just got to know the clock, man. It's just that was bad. Brook's three-pointer, could live with that if there was like 0.7 seconds on the clock with 8 seconds left. I just thought it was a bad choice. You guys mentioned it, offensive rebounds. Dame couldn't buy a bucket. And, you know, hey, that shot that Dame got at the end, even though it didn't get in, that was a masterpiece. Just a brilliant basketball play by Giannis and all that. So, look, this is a game we should have won, and we just gonna move on to Denver, man. It was a good effort despite not having our best. And you know, I didn't think we were gonna win every game the rest of this thing. So you know, that's all I got for you, JT.
Well, look, fellas, you know what I saw? Ass@ass.com. BET Uncut couldn't even save this thing. Just stunk. just stunk. Just absolutely just stunk, right? Guys didn't look as motivated. I mean, you know, that fourth quarter. Hold on, let me walk this thing back, right? So look, we've talked about some of the issues that we've had and we've seen. We've talked about how Brook is a problem. And quite honestly, I think Doc has to figure out how many minutes can you truly play Brook. Is this going to be a matchup dependent type assessment? Most likely, but for the most part, I think Brook Lopez is going to be a problem. He's been highly problematic. Having said that, you know, I know you don't always see it in the stat sheet, but Jericho Sims gives you something defensively at the minimum. And I think you can see that too. Also, we talk about our boy Kevin Porter. You know, we love Kevin Porter Jr. around here, but, you know, didn't have a great night offensively, but he was balling defensively, right? So Kevin Porter Jr. on one side of the ball gave you something, right? He gave you a little bit of something. So I think, you know, those are some bright spots if you want to say that. I mean, Derry Bird, looked decent tonight. But the rebounding, Trey talked about the rebounding. I mean, goodness gracious, you know, getting a 4-to-1 ratio on offensive. Are we just allergic to offensive rebounds? I mean, my goodness, you know, 16-4, there's one there. It's so bad. Giannis had more rebounds than the entire bench, or the same amount in the entire. I mean, my goodness, it's just one of those things where we have got to figure out a way to get boards at second points if we can. And you know, look, we don't want to harp on Dame, but I'll tell y'all this. I would love to see can we start tapping that watch again? Can we start tapping that watch again? Right? And we got it. That's what we brought him here to do. And he's played well. But you know, this one hurts because it's a game that we could have won, and we really should have won because we are getting into the belly of the beast. You know, we played the number 2 team in the West on Thursday.
Yes, sir.
Right? The Nuggets. Yeah, Nuggets. I mean, like, look, right? We really are getting to it. So this one hurts. Having said that, what I really care about is how this team responds. You had a night where guys just didn't have a quality. You had a lot of guys tonight just have a rough night, especially in that starting lineup. And how does this team respond? The guys come out fired up, ready to go, come out swinging on Thursday, right? Do we see a lot of this cleanup? Does Kevin Porter Jr. go, man, y'all know I'm better than this. I'm about to show y'all I'm better than this. Kyle Kuzma as well. Kyle Kuzma has his worst game as a Buck. And you know what? He's had some pretty damn good ones since he's been here too. So I'm not off the Kuzma train at all.
Hey, yo. Hey, no. Well, no, I'm not. Kristen Gallagher just said Chris is so fine. I don't know who.
Hey, Kristen Gallagher. Hey, Chris might have hit the DMs.
Hey, Brother King in the building.
She sees the change. She hears the voice. You know, it is what it is. I get it. You know where to find me. You know where to find me.
Gotta go to hit them DMs.
Hey, the Bucks lost, but hey, Chris said I'm leaving here with something.
That's what Chris said. Chris said you're leaving here with something.
I ain't mad at it.
She just turned my whole mood for the night, man.
That's
Chris
good
about to
stuff.
be on her like email on the intern.
Hey,
I'm already
man.
knowing.
Oh,
I'm already knowing
email
what time
is-
it is. Come on now, look. We gonna act like he didn't do what he did in Boston.
Well,
We
or
right now.
on a like Steve Smith in the Baltimore Ravens band.
Oh,
But
man, nah. Email said you need to be on the company payroll for me to be interested.
man, but no, it's just funny. But I'll say this too, because again, I just want to push back on the Kuzma stuff really quick. What Kuzma did defensively, y'all know he was. I think people don't recall the other night he defended the best player, last 4 minutes of the game, and then tonight he got on Jalen Green, who was on the heater for some of the game, and he defended him, right? So into the game, what Kyle Kuzma's doing is he is taking on your best matchup to end the game, your best perimeter player, and he is taking on that role. So I respect him a lot for that. Again, I think somebody else in the chat said they thought or somebody said that they thought he got fouled. I have to look at it again. I really do. I really do think he might have been fouled, and they just didn't call it. But again, it was a rock fight, man. It was a rock fight fourth quarter. It was a rock fight second half, and the Bucks just didn't have enough. And to your point, JT, about these rebounds, and it's not so much that we don't get the offensive rebounds, but it's on the defensive side of the ball. You got to prevent I don't mind if we can't always get all offensive rebounds on the other side, but you got to prevent the other team from getting offensive rebounds. You got to do that. You got to put a body on somebody. You have to play. And then on the to talk about KPJ for a second, I think how many minutes did he play tonight? How many minutes did he play tonight? Let me find it.
11.
He plays 11 minutes. I just don't know. I don't know that he really was able to even get into a rhythm. I really think you have to increase. I know you said that, Justin, you said the doc said that Kuzma needs the ball more, but I want to see KPJ get more of an opportunity so that his whole rhythm isn't here you go for a little bit of a second, and then here you go for fourth quarter, first 6 minutes. Hey, have at it. And that's what you got to work. That's what you have to work with. You can't really get into a rhythm like that. So I want to see KPJ be able to get into a rhythm.
He also didn't hunt his own shot. I think that was a little bit of his issue tonight. You saw versus the Heat where he's ISO in and shooting that mid-range, getting to his spots. He didn't do that tonight. He tried to get to the rim and force a lot of stuff. He got a little bit of contact and they didn't call the fouls. And that's why you saw the technical, you saw the turnovers off the pick and roll. But I just don't think he was comfortable enough shooting his own shot, which he should be. So that was tough for us.
He also got his stuff smacked a couple times too, man. But this is truthfully what I believe about KPJ tonight, man. It's like when Chris take that girl out in the chat and that old thing see him walking by, he flexing on him. KPJ was trying to flex tonight and show Houston they made a mistake. And I think he just pushed it a little bit too hard. It's okay. He'll be great against Denver.
Shout out to the super chat, William Arrange. You know he's in here every single night doing what he does. William Arrange says, yes, sir. He says, man, we just got out rebounded. Honestly, not stressed. We lost by 3 while being scoreless first 8 minutes of the fourth quarter. I don't know if it was the first 8 minutes. It was definitely like the first 6. But that's neither here nor there. I agree. Again, I'm not stressed. I'm really not. It was okay. You're gonna have some games like this. And how many times are we only going to score 97 points? I'm glad we held Houston to 100. On most nights, when we hold a team to 100 points, we will win the basketball game. Like, there's no doubt about it. So I was happy. What I would have been upset about is if we let the thing get out of control and we couldn't score while Houston was going on runs. That would have upset me. So that's why I'm okay with everything and kind of how that played out. Todd Merrill says he doesn't know why we're ragging on Brook tonight. He was +6, best on the team. Again, I don't get into the plus minus stuff. Brook Lopez, again, his issue is it's not about defensively. Brook Lopez was not good. He wasn't. That first half hold on. Here's the thing, Todd. And Brook Lopez finished with 12 points, 8 boards, 3 assists. His primary matchup was Sengun. Sengun gave you 23, 11, and 3. He was 8 of 16. You didn't prevent Sengun at all from doing anything he wanted to do. You couldn't stop drives coming to the basket. That's my problem with Brook Lopez. And so not so, again, a plus minus I'm not getting into because I don't know who he was on the floor with, who he wasn't on the floor with. I mean, again, the plus minus doesn't mean anything to me because he was a +6. Giannis played a better game. Him was a +1. So what is that? That just means you're on the floor at correct times to me. But Brook, he has to be better. You have to be better defensively, man. I mean, Jericho Sims was a much better. He just looks more spry to me. He looks like he can defend at the paint, can defend the rim. And I will say this about Brook: late in games, last 3-4 minutes, he's always much better than he is throughout entire swaths of the game. But again, those come into play. You try to ignore. You play 48 minutes. I can try to ignore the first 44, but at the end of the game, those count too. I do understand. It seems like Brook does play much better late in games, except for that stupid decision to take that 3.
Well, I've also been my bad, Justin, but I've also been a little bit impressed with just the defensive versatility that Sims provides. You see him out there trying to guard on the perimeter. And you don't really get that much from Brook because he's too slow to even get out on shooters and get out on guys who can break you down at the three-point line. So I think there's a little bit to be optimistic about with Sims. And we have to remember, guys, this is a dude who really didn't play much in New York. Obviously, he got little spurts. He got runs of minutes, but he had a lot of talent in front of him. This is the ideal situation for him to thrive, for him to learn, for him to get more experience. The offense, I'm super shaky on that. It's bad. But if we just use him in the correct spots, obviously we don't have Bobby, we can develop him a little bit. And I'd like to see that.
So here's a question I have for you guys, though, too. Like, ideally, I mean, it's tough because he's only been here a week and some change. But ideally, or 2 weeks now, anyway. But ideally, how many minutes a night are we playing? Are we running Sims? Right, like because when I ask that question, I say that because you probably can't run Brook 30 minutes. You probably once you get up to 25 minutes, it's gonna be
Brook played 35 tonight.
That's what I'm saying, right? So I guess the question though is how much time do we give Sims? How much time do we give Brook? That to me is going to be ongoing until we can get this thing kind of squared away to find out something that works for both. Because I think maybe Sims has got to have a bit more run. Now, y'all talk about that offensive bag, and that's a sandwich bag at this point. But that's okay because, if we can figure out that role for him and for what he can do defensively and athletically, if he can get bored, if he can be a dirty work guy. But, I think if Brook has to play above 30 minutes, I just think we're at a disadvantage.
No, I agree with that, but I want to be clear about one thing about Sengun, Penguin Boy. He backed down everybody like that. It wasn't just Brook. He backed down Sims like that and had him in the basket. He had Giannis in the basket too. He was killing everybody. And if you're going to allow this big dude to come and do all this stuff, then it's going to happen. And it's nothing we're going to be able to do about it, unfortunately. I'm going to tell you who we missed in this game, though, and I know I'm about to piss the chat off, and I don't give a damn. We missed Bobby Portis tonight. Bobby
no question about it.
Buckets. And when we in that second unit, when KPJ is struggling or something,
what is happening?
What I do?
Damn, the white boy with the chain giving me 90s Mark Wahlberg look.
What's up with these burner
so
accounts,
fine.
Man? What happened?
Hey, that's what
I'm wondering. Hey, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, Chris. Like, I hope these women are really like DMing you or like are on Insta or on Twitter, because if these are some young fellas in a cafe in Lagos somewhere, I got jokes. Man, I got jokes.
I don't know what's happening. So I'm sorry I cut you off there. I just haven't seen it. It's
gonna happen eventually. I'm telling you, as the audience increases, as we get more subscribers, it was gonna happen. I didn't forewarn you guys about this, but I knew it was gonna happen.
Oh, man,
put the baby oil on for the next choice.
I like the first comment better. I don't like that one.
Talk your stuff, Chris. Ride that wave, bro. Hey, man. Look, I don't even know what I was gonna say. Go ahead, man. Like,
I'm sorry, I didn't cut you. My bad.
Chris the King. No, you good. Chris the King.
Yeah, Todd. I just disagree with Todd about Brook. To me, again, there were moments where I thought he was good. To me, 35 minutes is too much. And Sims has to play more. You can't just play him 12. It's not Brook Lopez. Again, the issue of Brook is he has moments where he's good and he has moments where he's bad. And again, I don't think you can play him 10 straight minutes of game time. I think that is a problem for Brook Lopez. The other guy who was bad, and we'll get to him I get to the super chat. But the other guy who has some shaky in the starting line is Taurean Prince. 6 points tonight, 2 rebounds, 5 assists. Again, I'm just not sure what he's bringing. I'm really not sure. And again, to me, the team, even in the third, they looked a bit slower until Taurean Prince went out. And who came in? AJ Green. I believe AJ Green and Gary Trent came in. But the team looks slow, a little bit slow. When it's Brook Lopez and Taurean Prince, I just think they look much slower in transition, defensive transition, and even in the half court. I just think things just look much slower, and you got to increase the pace. NYC Demon with the super chat. Let me get the super chat real quick. NYC Demon says Bucks fans waiting on Kuz to have a bad game to trash him is nasty, but he will be fine. Brook is really where my worry comes from with this team. Brook Lopez will get attacked every game in the playoffs. I don't know how we counter. Well, you counter with sitting his ass down. But again, I think Brook Lopez 20 to 25 minutes is where he should be. But the reason he's playing so much, JT, let's go, Justin. But the reason JT he's playing so much is because your boy, I said this on 9 noon this morning, your boy Bobby Portis, your boy Justin Bobby Portis can't tell the difference between Teradol and Tramadol. Can't look at a prescription and figure out what's going on. That because he should be playing, but for him and his assistant doing whatever funny business they were doing. You got now we sitting here with 35 minutes of Brook Lopez, and I'm telling you, do not be surprised if that kills the Bucks down the stretch of playoffs. Because I don't know how well his body's gonna hold up. Again, we know he plays much better in the games, I think, but I don't like the fact that we got to go 35 minutes with him. That for the next 20 games, I don't like that at all.
Yes, so then we're back to your. I'm sorry, Chris. We're back to your original point. Do we sign Ryan Rollins or do we go get another big to eat up minutes? But it's not just Bobby. We got to blame the front office too, man. Like they're not the only ones that tried to fight this and contest this thing. If he would have sat this thing out in December 1st and he'd been back by January 15th, then we'd be good to go, man. So it's a collective effort from the Milwaukee Bucks. Hey, man, there's only one Sengun in this league. Good thing Joker don't want to back you down and play bully ball with it like that. My bad, Chris.
No, you're good. I think also to the point that NYC Demon made in Trey is like you're just not able to have the combination of lineups that you would want to test out during the regular season when Bobby gets suspended. Like that's an issue. Like we were going to have maybe lineups where you could run Kuz at the 3, Bobby at the 4, Giannis at the 5. Now you can't even test that out. You can do it in practice. You can't do it in the game. And so that's the biggest issue I have with Brook and Bobby being suspended right now is you're not really realistically what you're going to have in the playoffs. It's hard to test that out in a real game right now due to the suspension. So that's what's getting me kind of riled up about that. So
it's funny that well, no. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry. Something else I was going to say.
Who was Taurean Prince checking tonight while he was in the starting lineup?
Wasn't he on didn't he start off on Green? I think he started off on Green. And it was rough. And then Houston tried to get they got Dame in a lot of matchups that he didn't like as well. Thompson's a little big for him. Again, Thompson 9 rebounds tonight. Look at Houston's starting lineup. 8 rebounds from Brooks, 6 rebounds from Eason, 11 from Sengun, 8 from Jalen Green, 9 from Amen Thompson. Like you just have to do a better. You have to do a better job than that. You have to do a better job. You got to put a body on somebody. But yeah, Taurean Prince had again a rough game. And again, if he's not hitting the threes, it can start to look kind of rough. And then Gary Trent Jr. didn't hit the threes tonight either. And so again, when I think about extrapolating that for what that looks like playoff wise, I'm telling you, the formula for the Bucks winning the playoffs is very simple. Giannis and Dame have to be very good. Again, 27, 10, and 6 from Giannis on a minutes limit where he can only play 32 minutes or whatever. Fine, because I know that's going to push up to 38, 39, 40 minutes, and that means Giannis is probably at 35, 37 points tonight, something like that. So I'm good with what Giannis did. Dame has to be a little more efficient, but, it is what it is with Dame. But where are the other guys going to step up? And again, I'm talking Kuzma's still 9 is the middle. Kuzma's got to really be a little bit higher than that for me. I need you at like 10, 11, 12 and up. AJ Green gets his 12, but then where are the other guys at? Kevin Porter Jr. with 4 points, and Gary Trent Jr. 5 points. That's where, like you said, you're missing the Bobby Porters to get the rest of those points. But again, it's on a night like this, it's a rock fight. Guys got it. Guys trying to battle. Let me ask you guys this: did you like that starting lineup to start the fourth quarter? What did you make of Doc's rotations tonight?
Look, the simple answer's got to be you can't put this team in position and not score no damn points until 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. That's crazy. That is absolutely – scoring 12 points in the fourth quarter is absolutely abysmal. I mean, there's no other way to put that. There's no reason with all the firepower you got on this team and you can't get no damn bucket for 6 minutes and some change. That is absurd. That can't happen.
Well, and I think it's got to be reactional. It's got to be situational. Like, you saw those guys being able to get stops. I'm not saying that they weren't a good defensive unit in there because obviously we only gave up 15 in the quarter. But at the end of the day, you see that we're turning the ball over. We're making bad mistakes. Giannis is not in there to at least weather the storm and get to the free throw line and stop the clock. Like, we were feeding into what the Rockets want to do. They want to get out there in transition. They want to run fast. They want Thompson to run the ball out in transition. And we fed into it, and it caused mistakes. You look at how we beat the Heat. It was a lot of half-court stuff. Obviously, we got some steals, and we were able to convert on the other end. But when you can't do that, you've got to have some half-court offense, and they just didn't have that without Giannis, with Giannis being on the bench. And it's got to be – Doc has to recognize that. I don't care minutes – he wasn't on minutes restriction tonight, was he?
Yeah, I think he was.
He still was. Okay, but at the end of the day, man, I would have played him. I think that might go the other way.
So I agree with you, Chris, when you're talking about I'm not upset at the lineup because we got to remember that same lineup is a big reason why we beat the Miami Heat. But it's going back to KPJ, like Chris said earlier, he couldn't get to that mid-range jumper that he's been hitting consistently since he's been a Buck. So when that was off, and then I agree with Doc. Kuz didn't have the ball in his hand, so he couldn't do much with the ball. And, I don't know what Gary Trent was doing tonight, man. Like, he just looked like he was just off, man. I mean, maybe they were hanging out at James Harden's old spots in Houston, man. We looked off in this entire game, man. And, the one guy that we know that wasn't at the strip club that's probably in his room playing PlayStation, he probably watched the tape, is 34. And he came out there ready to hoop, man. But, it's a bad loss. It's a frustrating loss. But we're going to be all right, man. We're going to figure this out.
Yeah,
Justin,
and
nicer to me. Justin talking about James Harden spots. You thinking strip club. I was thinking restaurant. That's what I was thinking. Talking about James Harden spots.
Well, again, Houston's a very good defensive team. Like, I get it. Like, it wasn't like we just. I thought Houston did a good job. I thought they were physical. I really did. I thought they were physical. I thought they played point of attack defense very well. So it wasn't like again, Kuzma missed the wide open three, but it wasn't like I just thought we were just out there jacking up shots and missing. I think they played Gary Trent Jr. well. I don't think the move he likes to get to. I don't think they let him get to it as much as he's been getting to it against other teams. So we'll see if he will. Moving forward, Dayon Moniker says Kuzma averaging 16, 7, and 2 on 41, 29, 68, 52% true shooting since coming here. Very similar to DC numbers, pure ass. Again, that's just it's a stupid. It wasn't. It's a dumbass comment because if the only thing you evaluate players on is what they do from an offensive shooting perspective. And a couple of numbers, again, 7 rebounds is a great rebounder for that position anyway. But if that's the only metric you use, true shooting and that type to determine a player's value. Again, the man went and guard. You talk about if you trying to say like we should have traded for Chris Middleton. The man defended Jalen Green at the end of the game. Like, that is versatility. I think he started. I can't remember who he started the game on. If it was Dylan Brooks or I believe he was on Brooks. I know he was on Brooks at some point in the game. I know he defended all he could defend from every position. He plays good basketball. Tonight, again, I thought he got a little reckless at some points in the game. Didn't score the ball, thinking the way you want to. But yeah, I mean, he's not going to be a super efficient guy. Everybody plays different, and so just to judge somebody purely on again, if you want, so here's the thing: if you really want to talk about efficiency tonight, the guy you're looking at is Damian Lillard, who didn't get it done. That's the guy. Like I said. I'm not worried if Kyle Kuzma's 4 for 10. I'm trying to get the points from my superstar. And again, the blueprint is Damian Lillard balling out, Giannis balling out, and other guys fitting in where they get in, and you have to play good defense. But it also means you got to rebound the basketball.
What's the difference between this loss to the Rockets and the last win against the Rockets? I think you just hit on it. It's Dame and Giannis going crazy, right? But like for all these people talking about Kuzma is this, Kuzma is that. Did you see what? I don't even want to go there. Dude, stop watching the box score and watch the basketball game.
Right.
Because it's so much that he does that doesn't even show up in a box score. Like Kuzma is a good hooper, and in 2025, he is a better basketball player than Chris Middleton. It's just a fact. So get over the Middleton stuff. I'm a big Middleton fan. Love the dude. He's not it though. Kuzma gives us a chance. Oh, and by the way, for the homie that made what he said, Dayon. Hey, look, bro. You just said that wasn't all the game. He played 6 games. Did Middleton play 6 games for the Bucks this year?
Hey, here's the thing, too, just to add on, because I was watching the Rockets broadcast. I don't know if you could hear it on the Bucks broadcast, but it was a point in the first quarter, maybe second quarter, where you hear a hot mic, you hear Kyle Kuzma say, hey, we got to box out. We got to box. And that just shows me, obviously they didn't end up doing it, but that just shows me that he has some experience in being a leader a little bit, too. Like, he really wants to win with this basketball team, and so to wait on his downfall, to have a bad couple possessions at the end of the game, it doesn't go well for you because you're not acting like a Bucks fan. It doesn't seem like you're rooting for him. It seems like you're rooting on your opinions and narratives to be right, and he's been good so far to me.
All right. Well, now, and I just saw them play head to head. I just watched them play head to head, and Kuzma was markedly better. I just saw Chris Middleton play the other night. He had 7 points. Since you watching all the box scores, he had 7 points the other night. So what do we? I just don't know what we're talking about. And then Deion says the team needs offense. That they can't score. What are we talking about? Tonight they scored 97 points against Houston, a very physical Houston Rockets basketball team who didn't allow anybody to score. Anybody care to? What are the points? Go ahead. I'll tell you again. The other night we put up 120 against Miami. Is that enough points for? Did we score enough against Miami? Is that okay? We put up 116 against the Clippers. Is that okay for you? I mean, I just don't know what are we talking about, man. That's all.
Yeah, and they keep going back to this missed layup and stuff like that. Like, at least the shot went up. Chris Middleton, you remember that Memphis game where he just dribbles it off his foot twice in a row and they go and get a layup and we lose that game. Like, there's plenty of counter attacks to this, guys. Like, but I don't want to get too deep into that rabbit hole. I like what I've seen from Kuzma, and I think he makes this team a little bit better. And that's also with the help of getting a KPJ, getting a Jericho Sims, a younger athletic team. We were able to at least counter a very athletic team that tries to get it out in transition all the time. We really weren't able to do that before the deadline. So that's all I'll say to that.
Matter of fact, you want me to tell you who the highest scoring trio in the NBA is right now? Anybody know?
Dame,
anybody know the highest scoring trio in the NBA?
No, sir.
Giannis, Dame, and Kuzma.
Wow.
You know, highest duo is Giannis and Dame. Highest trio is Giannis, Dame, and Kuzma. What are we talking? I just figure what we talking about here. That's all.
But as Bucks fans, let's stop making this a Kuzma versus Middleton thing, dude. Like, hey, look, Middleton doesn't play here anymore. He's a Wizard now. So if you want to live in Middleton glory days and you want to support Middleton, go get you a Wizards jersey. Enjoy the lottery for the next 20 years. They'll probably pick my boy Johnny Davis as a lottery pick, and you can suffer. But Kuzma's on our team. He's with us. So, like, why? Like Chris said, why are you sitting up here waiting for the dude to play bad? Some of y'all waiting for KPJ to play bad. Some of y'all sitting waiting for Brook or Bobby to play bad. Stop waiting for dudes to play bad and just embrace the good basketball we have. And Chris, you mentioned it about the athleticism. The reason why we were down, I think it was 7 or 8 or 9 maybe, and we took a 32-30 lead purely off athleticism from KPJ, Sims, and those guys, man. So, no, you got to be a Bucks fan. You got to root for the front of the jersey, not the back of the jersey. Sorry, JT.
You can say that again because I don't know if it's a topic or not, but, you know, we're eventually going to talk about our guy playing in Greece. I'm assuming that's going to come out. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to table that for now. Because, yes, I root for the front of the jersey, and y'all all should, too.
Let's go to let's go
man,
to
I just can't not keep it up with y'all.
Let's go to where we think next topic here, where the Bucks should finish in the year. You're sitting right now in 5th, a half game out of Indiana. and you're half game up on Detroit. If you're the 6th seed, you're probably going to play the Knicks. If you're the 4 or 5, again, you could. So the real question is, who would you rather play? New York, Indiana, or Detroit? And I think, again, all three of those teams, there's pros and cons with all three. But if you had your pick right now, no matter how you finish, if it's 4, 5, or 6, I'm going to assume we're not going to get to 3. Would you rather play Indiana, Detroit, or New York, and why?
Yeah, I'm going with Detroit, but since they're 6 and we're 5 right now, I think the more realistic option would be Indiana. And I would have no problem having a rematch with the Pacers. I would have zero problem because you actually get Giannis healthy in a series. And what did we take him to 6 last year, right? Was it 3-2? Yeah, I'm more than willing to rematch Indiana and right that wrong that happened last year. I'm not ducking anybody, but maybe an easier matchup would be Detroit. But Indiana, I would definitely go there because I just think that, like I said, you get Giannis in a damn series healthy. If he plays at all, I think you have as best of a shot as anybody. So I'm going to go with Indiana or Detroit. And we see Malik Beasley in the playoffs. We see what he doesn't do, so we can go Detroit too.
Hey, that's a good. Hey, so look, like me, man, and I think y'all know me well. I'm gonna say I don't care because it's good teams. It's good teams each way it go. So you might as well run through one of them. But if you're gonna put my feet to the fire, make me pick one. I said piss one. Lord, I'm thinking about Halliburton already.
Lord have mercy.
Bring Indy. Bring the Oshkosh Bagosh boy back to the mill and let's cook that boy and send his ugly daddy back to Oshkosh pissed off.
It's all people's family. Yeah. No, but yeah, I agree. I think Indiana's I don't think Indiana's really going to be as tough of a matchup for the Bucks as it was last year, especially with this squad and what the Bucks got going on right now. I don't like New York in the first round, just I feel like, boy, that is a tough opener for you. Not to say that we're scared of the Knicks, not at all. But I think Indiana. I think Bucks fans want that Indiana smoke too, and I think this team will be fired up to shut them boys up. I really do. So yeah, give us the Pacers in that first round. I would absolutely. Matter of fact, if we get the Pacers in the first round, I want y'all boys to come to town for a playoff game. We got to do that.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think I'm trying to. Yeah, it definitely between Indiana and Detroit. Again, if it's an Indiana series, you're looking at somebody said having to hide Brook Lopez because again, Miles Turner is over there. He's gonna stretch out the floor and look for the 3 ball. I just think I think we're better equipped this year. I think we're gonna be ready to run. So I just don't. I feel like we'll be fine. Giannis again to be healthy for the series. Detroit's interesting. Somebody and I don't know you says you don't want to see Detroit. I'm not going that far. I think again it's been a nice story for Detroit. I think if the Bucks get them, I'm not concerned. I think they'll be. I think the Bucks will be fine against Detroit. It's just one of the things. The experience isn't there. I just don't. I don't see it. Again, K Times has been great, but I think you can slow him down. And yeah, I'm not Malik Beasley's not about to do all things that he does. For the Knicks, a lot of people talking about the Knicks. Knicks are too physical. I don't think. Again, we're talking about this Brunson stuff. I just don't think in the playoffs. I don't think he's going to get those calls. I really don't think he's going to get all the flopping. It's just going to be I think it will be a very physical series. The Bucks going to have to be physical. But I think if you had to tell me the Bucks got serious in New York, I would probably pick the Bucks right now. The only series that I'm really concerned about would be a Cleveland or Boston. That's really it. And Cleveland, again, just looks really, really good. I think the Bucks beat the rest of everybody else in the East. I really do. I would take the Bucks against everybody else in the East and would not hesitate to take them. So that's where I am there. And Jay Reed says the Knicks are a bad match. Tell me why. Tell me why the Knicks are a bad matchup. Just Towns will own Lopez. Okay, take Lopez off the floor. That's a series of Lopez plays 20, 25 minutes. Okay, I think Lopez can get by playing 20 minutes. I don't mind. Again, I don't disagree with that. Somebody else said Giannis at the 5. Again, you get set into this thing like Brook Lopez has to play 40 minutes. He doesn't. So I think Lopez. I think again that is a series where I don't think he plays 35 minutes a night, and I think you'll be just fine.
And our bigs should be healthy in the playoffs when you add Sims in, you add Portis in, you add Lopez.
Right.
like you should be able to stagger their minutes a lot more and get much better production from the three of them. And if you can put Sims on the floor with Bobby, where Sims doesn't have to do anything but rebound the ball, block shots, and be the freak of defense that he is, hey man, I think we're in good shape, man. And keep in mind, we got Chris King's boy KPJ in the building now. We also got Kyle Kuzma in the building now. We're gonna be just fine. Them matchups where they cooked us before, we didn't have them. We were still waiting for Chris Middleton to come back. I'm sorry.
And don't forget, there will be games where Brook Lopez is shooting like Steph Curry from three. Don't act like it don't happen. Like there will be, again, there will be the occasional game or two where Brook Lopez starts the game 4-4 from three and he's giving you point. Those things do happen. It's not every night where what he shoot tonight. He from three. He was
4 for 10.
Not every night where he's gonna take 10 threes. Again, 4 for 10 for 3 is not actually bad. 40% for 3 is not bad at all. But
no, he wasn't 4 for 10 from 10 from 3 tonight. He was 4 for 6 from the field and 1 for 6 from 3.
Yeah. There'll be nights where he's 4 or 6 from 3, and he'll be fine.
I'm about to say he started out 0 for 4. But what's Brooks' nickname?
Splash Mountain.
All right, we going there.
There's a reason Sims has never cracked the NBA rotation. I saw some other things about Sims. Someone said that Sims don't rebound well for his position. And so Brook Lopez had 8 boards tonight. Sims had 3 in 12 minutes. So again, if you take that 24, that's 6 rebounds. You should give him another 12, 36. He'd be at 9, 10 boards. So I don't. Again, the reason Sims can't crack is having a hard time cracking rotation. It's all about where you are. That's really all this thing is about. Is where you are and what a team needs from you. And I think what the Bucks tonight, I thought he was fine tonight. Again, I thought he could have grabbed a couple more boards, but I thought he was fine. I really did. So, let's see. Well, you know who else? Let me say this. You know what else I think is fine?
Curly.
I was about to say that woman in the chat.
Something else?
I thought you talked about the woman in the chat at Chris King, but Curly's too.
You talk about Kristen Gallego? Kristen Gallego?
Yeah, I can't speak on it, but maybe Chris King.
Has anybody Googled Kristen Gallego?
I don't know, but the DMs are open. Holla at my boy Chris King.
Holla at Chris King. You know the deal. Holla at Curly's Waterfront Sports Bar and Grill. If you're out there, Lake Pewaukee, Wisconsin, Curly's Waterfront Sports Bar and Grill. You have got to get out there because Thursday night, you know what it is?
$3 beers and pints.
Yeah,
bottles and pints.
National televised game against the Denver Nuggets. So they're gonna have $3 bottles and pints for all Milwaukee Bucks national televised games. The drinks will be rolling. Go out there, see an MVP matchup between Giannis and Nikola Jokic. Should be fun. Section 102. Oh well, and then every Wednesday and Thursday, what they doing?
Bingo and trivia.
Yeah, that's what they're doing out there. They're giving away tickets if you do well in bingo and trivia every Wednesday and Thursday night. Section 102, row 23, seats 1 and 2. That's what they're giving away. Please head on out there to Curly's Waterfront Sports Bar and Grill. They may ask you a question like this: anybody know who the first player was to score 70 points in an NBA game? The first player to score 70 points in an NBA game.
I don't think it was Will. It was probably before that.
You know it wasn't George Michael.
So I'll give you that. This was in 1960. So think about who about 1960 and they scored 71 points.
Well, Lou Alcindor got in late 60, like 68, 69 or something like that. But it couldn't have been. I have no idea. Will had 100 in the game nobody seen.
Was it Pistol Pete?
It's not Pistol Pete. Does anybody know?
He was wrong with Kuzi?
Yeah. Anybody know? I give you guys one more shot around the horn. If anybody can give me who was the first player to score 70 points in the NBA game.
Give us a team. What team he played for? Can we get that?
No, you cannot. Well, somebody in the chat just got it. NYC.
Oh, was Elgin Baylor?
Elgin Baylor.
I wasn't too sure if 60s had, no segregation yet. I wasn't sure. I didn't want to, I was guessing the white guys. I was guessing the white guys. I was just.
Right. They was out there playing in them above mid-thigh shorts and church shoes.
Since you want to go there, who was the first African American player to be drafted by an NBA team? Anybody know that?
Chuck
by the
Cooper.
Celtics. There you go. That was 1950.
I
Chuck
know that
Cooper.
because he went to
There you go.
Duquesne. I know that. That's
There you
Atlantic
go.
10. That's wheelhouse. Come on now.
There you go. There you go.
Okay.
Can't nobody
Okay,
get past Chris King. Yeah,
Hey,
Cooper. So let me
put some
ask you that.
respect on it.
Head on down there to Curtis Waterfront Sports Bar, proud sponsor of the Cream City crossover. Fellas, anything else you guys want to get at in a 100-97 loss to the Houston Rockets?
No, yeah, I just would say that this is I'm glad we were able to get that 4-game win streak. Again, Trey said this on last show. Maybe this is one you can rattle 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10, and we'll get more of an idea of where we're at with those standings. So I have a hard time after seeing so many good things for consecutive games with this basketball team, being 2 down about a loss. Although it was one that I think better decision-making, better shot selection down the stretch, you could have had a better chance at it.
I think we're a much better basketball team than before the trade deadline. I think tonight kind of showed it. We had a subpar night from a lot of guys. We had a bunch of guys who are much better players, from the best player walking this earth, Mr. Antetokounmpo, down. Everyone made mistakes in this fourth quarter, and we were still right there. And Giannis probably had the best jump ball in the history of jump balls to even get, and Dame to get that shot off. Like, when you're down 3 in that situation, you don't expect it. I completely disagree with Todd, though, when he's saying Rockford Freddie plays tonight, we probably lose by 15. Rockford Freddie plays tonight, that changes their entire defensive scheme, and I think guys like Dame or someone else will go off, just like they did the first game.
JT, you got anything?
I mean, I'm trying to figure out. It's late. Who the hell is Rockford Freddie?
Fred
Van Vliet.
Van
He's
Vliet.
from Rockford, bro.
He's from Rockford.
I didn't know that. I had no idea that Buddy is from. I didn't know he was from Rockford, Illinois. Fred Van Vliet.
He do a lot of community work out there too, bro.
He reps Rockford.
Nobody go to shitty Rockford. That's like 2 hours from me.
Hey.
Goddamn Rockford.
Rockford is I wouldn't go if I knew the way.
Hey, they got some nice golf courses out there in Rockford, man. I've been out there a few times, man. That's where my big uncle stays.
Got some nice golf courses in Phoenix too, sir. Got some nice golf courses in Vegas too, sir. SoCal, Carolina, Milwaukee, Chicago. You don't need to go to Rockford.
Hey, JT.
Hell no.
JT. No more load management is nice for you, man. You make the losses better, my brother.
Man, hey, I'm trying to maintain it, sir. Trying to maintain.
Yeah,
Chris King,
no.
the DM's over. Chris King,
He can't pay attention to that. Yeah.
One of these girls at the chat found his Snapchat. He about to drop the pen.
He over there working like KPJ when he first got to the Bucks.
Yeah,
he getting buckets over there.
He got engaged. I'm taking it slower than that.
See.
Can y'all pronounce this girl's first name though?
Who?
Can y'all pronounce KPJ's girl's first name?
I don't know.
I don't know who it is. No clue. I don't know.
I can't. I bet none of y'all can. Look up.
I don't know who it is.
Fiance, and tell me if you can pronounce her first name.
Oh, you were.
That might be the best. That might be the best look around ever.
Yeah, I don't know who it is. But I don't know where we're going.
As I go to look it up.
But yeah. So but anyway, I was just saying that I think that I think it's just one of those nights, man. It's one of those nights. Rock fight, you'll be all right. You can't dwell on it. And again, you got a big one against Denver, and so it's one of the ones that the Bucks are home against Denver, right? Thursday. It's a home game, right?
Yeah,
I believe so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry.
So it's one of the nights where you got to pick it up. It's another one where you're playing a big time team that's gonna come in and again, how do you play them? What do you look to do? And again, I want to see Jericho Sims take on that match. I think it's gonna be tough. I want to see Jericho Sims in the game guarding Joker a little bit because I know Brook can get his ass whooped for majority of the game. So, and I know somebody in the chat said, "Oh, well, Şengün's an all-star, fake all-star Şengün," but I mean, come on. But it's fringe all-star guys. I ain't listening to Şengün as an all-star. But I think Joker is a bona fide MVP player. And so, again, you have to be very physical with him. And if I need somebody to take some fouls, we take some fouls, however you got to do it. You got to be super physical and super aggressive. You have to crowd his space. And you can't do it with double teams, because if you double team, he's gonna pass the ball out very well. Bucks got to find a way to stay on Jamal Murray, and then Kuzma's gonna have to match output from their third guy too, whereas Michael Porter Jr. So again, you want to see some of that, and I want to see the Bucks take on the challenge, and I want to see Giannis go out there and play well and let the chips fall where they may. But I feel okay about where the Bucks are tonight. Again, unfortunate that you only scored 12 points in the fourth quarter, but again, I just don't think there are gonna be many quarters where the Bucks only put up 12 points, and I think they'll be okay. You guys ready for game ball?
Oh yeah.
All right, where are you going, game balls?
I go first? All right. So I don't give it to nobody on the other team, and I definitely ain't giving it to the fake All-Star. They didn't even print his jersey for All-Star. You can't even buy that joint in Houston. So I'm going to go Giannis. I just feel like that tip ball, absolutely amazing. I feel like one bonehead play doesn't rule you out of it when you had a complete team of boneheads tonight. I thought he picked this team up. He carried the team. I think Chris King mentioned in our group chat about his block and him carrying the team, man, and he had a steal. He did a lot of things that were just absolutely amazing and shows why he's the best player on the earth, and he's not a fake MVP like – oh, never mind. We played a dude Thursday. I'll save that for then.
Yeah, I can go the same way with Giannis being my game ball, because I thought he locked in from the free throw line. I think he hit some big free throws down the stretch. The flagrant, he missed one, but there was one where I think he got to the line and tied the game up, and that's what you want to see from Giannis. You want to see him hit them when they matter. We've seen him do that in the playoffs before. If he can just get those free throws in the playoffs where it matters, a big tight game or something like that, and he's able to consistently go to the line and do that, then it's going to make this team a different beast.
Well, unlike y'all, I'm going to give it to a player that I know was allowed to play in the NBA in the 1940s. My man, AJ Green. I'm giving it to Derrick Bird tonight, man. 4 for 8 from 3, 5 rebounds, had some few big plays here and there. And you know what? Haven't given it to him in a while. So Derrick Bird, way to do something with your minutes off the bench, sir. You get my game ball tonight.
To me, you got to win to get in. I'm gonna give my game ball to, because again, I don't think Houston played. I thought both of these teams played poorly tonight, to be honest. Again, the Bucks had a stretch in the fourth where they couldn't score, and Houston came back to stretch in the fourth where they couldn't score and let the Bucks stay in it. But I'm gonna give my game ball to Ime Udoka. He was gonna get a game ball tonight. I thought he out maneuvered and out coached Doc Rivers in the game, and he had his boys ready to play a physical basketball game. And I think they always come to play physical, and so they kept that intensity tonight. They got to the loose balls. They got the offensive rebounds. They kept possessions over and over again. So tonight, I'm going to give my game ball to Ime Udoka of the Houston Rockets, who's doing a phenomenal job with that basketball team.
Great game ball. That's the one thing I missed from Doc's post game that he mentioned, that they got every loose ball. But if you were JT, you would have gave it to Nia Long though. All right, I'll be quiet.
Let's see what Twitter.
She couldn't keep that man inside. You can't give her a game ball for that.
Let's see what Twitter had on the night. At Drew Barron just said, after watching Boston and Cleveland recently, I've come to the point where a Bucks win or loss means little to me. They aren't beating those teams in the postseason. Just looking forward to the offseason at this point. This is ridiculous. At JR Horfa says, that was a rock fight. Defense was solid, but man, the offense performance was trash. No one could. What a bad loss. At Sunk 345 says, the Rockets are high-flying athletic team who can fly on defense. They're like the super athletic dudes at the gym and pickup who have terrible shot-making skills but try hard and outrun and hustle harder than everybody. At Eagle Rugby 58 says, 12 points in the fourth, ain't going to get it done. I don't understand why Doc continues to sit Dame and Giannis to start the third. I think he means to start the fourth. That makes zero sense. Also, this team needs to get his head out of their ass when it comes to rebounding. 7-foot Brook getting out-rebounded. Unacceptable. At Tyler_Swerve says, the lineups were awful. Brooks shouldn't have been in. Gary, who can't hit clutch shots, rotting on the bench along with KPJ. Kuzma, flea flicker, wide open, terrible. At the Wisconsin kid says they could have used Portis. He said they could have used Portis tonight. At J Phil in Texas says, road loss to a good team. Brook again was a disaster. GA_hoop says, you want to agree, but Kuzma played like dog shit. And Doc should have went with GTJ down the stretch. This type of play won't do well in the playoffs. You thought Garrett Jr. played well? Okay. Okay. At Chris Stahl 23 says Kuzma's not good. And then the Wisconsin, do a couple more. Wisconsin kid came back in and said everyone but AJ and Giannis was dog shit. Lopez shooting a 33-foot three-pointer with damn near 20 seconds left was just dumb. Doc's lineup to start the fourth killed us, just gave the game away. And then
I agree with the homie.
Let's do one more. He's one more here from Bucks Crew MU. It says a picture of Brook Lopez. Says Brook Bin Laden.
Hey, yo. It was a bad shot down the stretch. I mean, but there was a couple of those. Like the Dame 2-for-1 there was maybe not ideal. Maybe you figure out a way to get a better shot. I think he was trying to get a foul there as well. Hey, we didn't mention that one foul call where they called it on the floor and Dame misses that free throw. That was a 3.
Well, that was
That was a 3.
No, that was definitely a 3. No, that was a terrible call because again, Dame,
he catches and goes into his motion.
He catches and starts shooting. He anticipated the foul. He caught the ball and started shooting immediately. How is that not continuation? He doesn't do any other movement but catch and shoot. I don't understand how that's not a foul, not on the ground. Like all he did was catch the ball and go up. I don't know how it's not a 3-point shot foul.
And then you rewind back to the previous game where Tyler Hero walked from the 3-point line to the bucket and it was an and one.
There's zero
really
consistency.
Confused.
There's zero consistency.
And especially tonight, there was zero consistency tonight. Like tonight was you get through that first half in an hour. It's because there's no foul calls. And then all of a sudden they start to call it tight late. You know, it's interesting.
Hey, can we rewind back to the homie?
Let's go with this, bro.
Soundstage says, even though he's handsome, he looks so much better with a nice shaved head. What is she talking about?
I don't know. This is AI. This got to be AI.
Why is AI in the crossover talking about you with a shave? I don't understand.
Talking about Justin?
No, me. I'll go bald for you.
Oh, okay.
I'm playing.
We win a championship.
Don't do that.
We win a championship.
Go ball.
Y'all heard it here first. We win the championship. Chris King going ball. Hey,
no.
Can we go back?
Keep the lock, brother.
Oh, sorry. Can we go back to the dude on Twitter that was like, I don't understand why Giannis and Dame are sitting the start of the fourth quarter?
Yeah.
And, sir, they're on minutes restrictions, both of them. That's why they're sitting the start of the fourth quarter. Hey, look, man, like this game, and I think I said it, and dude tried to he tried to kill me on Twitter, but you know, my brother looked out for me, Trey Crosby, the guru, when he was like, what is he talking about with punting games? I don't. So let me clear that up too. I don't want to lose a game. I hate losing games. Like my whole Tuesday's ruined. I'm gonna go to work tomorrow mad, and if I see someone with anything revealing the state of Texas, I'm gonna be upset. I probably won't call my mom for 2 days because she lives in Texas. But what I want to say is, if we lost this game and Brook sat and Giannis sat, I'm okay with it. I don't want these rock fights like this, and it's more wear and tear on their bodies because we talked about the playoff seeding before, and we talked about who do we want to play. I just want a healthy team, and I'm not even worried about Cleveland. Well, Cleveland's actually really good with Hunter, but I'm not worried about anyone from.
They are very good, Hunter, man.
Yeah, they're crazy, man. So hopefully we can see them in the Eastern Conference Finals. I don't know how to math with math, but I probably don't want them. But look, we want to be healthy, and you know, hey man, we're gonna win some, we're gonna lose some. As long as Chris King got the DMs jumping, we all in good shape, brother.
Circle of 5/4 says, don't forget Portis doesn't play. Portis defense doesn't exist. Again, and I'll say this, I don't know if we've kind of really gone over it, but I think when Portis is playing with these guys, this is a much better defensive team now than it was before the deadline. So I don't believe his defense will be exposed as much when, you know, you're not playing with Bobby and Chris and multiple bad. Imagine instead of being, again, one of the worst things about Bobby's defense was he was matched up there with he would be matched up with Brook Lopez, and he'd be slow Brook and slow Bobby out there at the same time. What if Jericho Sims is in with him? What if what if Kuzma's at the 3 in some of those lineups. And what if KPJ is? You have to me, it's just a lot. There's a lot more options. It's a lot better. And so you don't get him being exposed as much. And Alpha Leopard says KPJ's 4 turnovers and was blocked 3 times in 11 minutes. I mean, it was an off game. That's okay. I'm with you there. But again, I just think you got to let him stay in a rhythm. And then Todd says, why are they still sitting at the same time? Damon's so much better when he plays without Giannis. There's some, I mean, you can go with that. But again, to me, in the playoffs, they got to play together. In the playoffs, there's not going to be a lot of Dame out there and no Giannis. They're going to have to play together and win together. And so if you have to go through some growing pains while they're on the floor together, not playing well, that's fine with me. Dame, I get some of it, but again, Dame's got to figure out how to play with Giannis on the floor. I don't know where we're going with that. Iron Man Clan says not giving Ajax Smith was questionable too. Did y'all see Doc's quote about that? Where they asked Doc about not how Ajax went from starting to not playing, and essentially he said, we got trades. Like, that's the nature of this thing. The trades came in and, guys might not be in. That's how it goes.
Yeah, KPJ hooping is going to take a lot of minutes from guys, man. And AJ, like, as much as people want to dump on AJ Green for not hitting shots at times and stuff like that, if you watch his intensity and his hustle on that defensive end, and not only that, I mean, for him being Derry Bird, he's grabbing rebounds. He's doing everything that he can do to be on that floor. And I say it so many times, man, and Chris King get mad at me every time I say it, but and so do JT, man. These dudes be mad at me, Guru. Hey, man, everything not showing up on the stat sheet.
That's true.
Stop watching the box score. Watch the basketball game.
Yeah, and DJ Droop came in and said that he made 2 big steals and dunks twice in a row. I remember that, and you're right. This was a game, obviously, I'm watching, and you get caught up in the game a lot, and then you don't really see KPJ until late in the third. And then it's just like, man, could he have been out there for an extra stretch in that third quarter? Maybe so, right? And so I agree wholeheartedly. Like, he makes some of those plays, gets you back into the game, and then he sits, and then it's like, damn, all right, we'll get him in the, end of the third quarter and fourth quarter. I think he could definitely get more minutes, more than 13. Like, what is this, or what is it, 11, 13, something like that? 2 more minutes than against the Heat? Come on now.
Yeah, and, to echo what Trey was saying and Justin was saying too, is look, at this point, you have competition for the guard spots. Just competition to get out there on the floor. When you're a guy, when you're a young guy, you get out there, you got to do something with it. Do something with that time, because in minutes it's going to get hard to come by because you have competition, which I think credit to John Horst, because that's what you kind of wanted this whole time. So, man, we'll see. We'll see what happens at Ajax and his spot in the rotation. I'm curious. You got when's the deadline for Rollins?
I believe, he didn't play tonight, right? So I think he has 4 more games, something like that. I believe he has 4 more games he could play before they had to make a decision, before they had to do something.
It will be interesting to see what moves are made, right? Do we sign Rollins? I don't know. Like we talking about, do we want to bid? What do we do, right? Do we start giving some of these other guys? Do we start giving Smith some run? Do we start giving some other guys some run here just to figure out what we got as far as bigs go? Decision time is coming.
Yeah, no, decisions are definitely coming. And they will be on the way. Go ahead.
Can I ask one question? So what happens if Rollins goes through this entire year, he doesn't hit the minimum threshold or whatever? Can we automatically sign him in the offseason? Do we have bird rights? Is there anything that goes on with that? Or is he open to sign with whoever he wants to sign if we don't guarantee this contract right now?
I think he's open to sign whoever, but that's a better question. Somebody else have to give me, if anybody knows the answer to that, you let me know. But I think he's open to sign with whoever. And then George Stacy says the bench is sorry. Again, I just think this is so. Here's the thing. We just can't go through the team's great. Again, they're great when they win and they suck when they lose. That's not how this thing works. So we've been talking the last 5 games about, this bench has been changed and everything. It's changed, everything's so different now. And now you lose one game where you play a tough, hard-nosed Houston Rockets team, and all of a sudden the bitch is sorry. Like, no, it's not. It's one game. Calm down. The Bucks, they won, just coming off winning 4 in a row. Like, just let's relax. That's all. Let's relax. Okay. Tom Harris' answer is he needs shoulder surgery, so no one will sign him. Well, I don't know about that. Again, if you think he's a good young player, you'll sign him. And we'll see how it goes. Let's do a look around into the NBA tonight. Bucks lose at 197 to the Rockets. Lakers are up 3 right now on the Dallas Mavericks. Late in that game, LeBron just did a nice turnaround jumper in the baseline. Warriors are destroying the Hornets 106-69 in the fourth quarter. Celtics beat the Raptors tonight. They are 42-16. Cavs beat the Magic tonight by 40 points. They are 48-10. That is a nasty group out there in Cleveland. Yeah. The Pelicans beat the Spurs tonight. And then the Grizzlies, 151-148. My God, that's an ABA score out there. Grizzlies beating the Suns. A lot of points put up there.
John went crazy in that fourth quarter.
You said John Morant went crazy?
John Morant went crazy in that fourth quarter.
Yeah, and the Suns, again, you talk about a team that, are they even there right now? They are out of the play-in. They are 2 games out of the play-in right now, the Phoenix Suns. Nice. You talk about a colossal failure out in Phoenix. And again, you talk about guys should lose their job. Mike Budenholzer should be fired first thing smoking if they don't make the play-in. That is bad. I don't know where you guys want to go. Look around. You can talk about John teased it. The Greece national team qualified for whatever Eurobasket tournament they about to try to go into. So that means Giannis could be playing this summer. There's people on Twitter upset. People on Twitter upset that that I mentioned that he shouldn't play. I never understood. It's crazy for all of the and Chris, you can clip this if you want. All of the controversial takes that I make and there are a few that I do come on. This one's not very controversial. I don't understand how this is controversial. The team that pays you $50 million, if you can't play in the playoffs and you haven't for the last 2 years in a row, I don't understand why that's a tough ask for you not to go play for the team that doesn't pay you $50 million and go play in the summer for them. I don't understand that. I mean, again, and the question is not whether he wants to or not. I understand that he may want to, and that he is he's from Greece. He wants to be with it. That is fine. I'm talking about, and I don't even think you can necessarily stop him from doing it. I don't know that you can if you're the Bucks. But do you think that John Horst wants him playing out Greece? Do you think Wes Edens and Jimmy Haslam want him playing? Absolutely so for people on Twitter to act like I'm coming out of like this is some crazy. I promise you, the Bucks organization does not want him going out there. Can they say anything about it? No, they can't. They can't say anything about it because that's young. And if I was with the Bucks, I wouldn't say anything either. Let's think about it, but you can't stop him from doing it. You're not gonna be able to. He's a superstar. He can do what he wants. You bow down to whatever he wants you to do. But do you want him doing it? Hell no. Hell no, you don't want him doing it at all. It's a bad decision. You ain't played in 2 years. It's a bad decision. So again, the only way you better play. That's all I'm saying. You better play in the playoffs this year, or it's a bad decision. If anything, anybody else is gonna be crying about this. You know what else is a bad decision? Jay Williams getting on a motorcycle. Somebody should tell me, hey, don't get on that motorcycle, Jay Will. And he got on. Come on, man. Don't go out there to Greece, man. And because I think this last thing I say, I understand it's important to Giannis. I'm not from Greece. I don't care couldn't care less about the Greek national team. I don't care. So for me, no, I don't want to play. I care. They would say name on the front of the jersey. That's what I care about. I don't care about no damn Greece.
Trey, did you just go out?
No, he's here.
I can't hear you, Trey.
I'm waiting on you. I'm not saying anything.
Okay.
No, yeah, go ahead, JT. You got something on it?
Go ahead, Chris, because I think my opinion is
I mean, this is to me, obviously you got to keep your superstar happy, right? You got to keep him happy. And at the end of the day, if he wants to go out there and go play for his country that he takes so much pride in, it's fine. I guess it's fine, but here's my issue. You don't win. You never win. It always ends the same way with Greece. I apologize. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer on the Greece national team. I don't want our Greek fan base who watches us to get mad at us. But you never win. You didn't get out of group play in the Olympics, the highest level. Hey, Giannis, take pride that you were the first black flag bearer for Greece, for their national team in the Olympics. You did all you could, man. Your supporting cast is not good enough to bring this team to any type of relevance across national or international basketball. It's just not. I'm sorry. And so, Giannis, I love you, man, and I know you're going to go out there and probably play, even if you sit out the playoffs. But it sucks. I hate it.
Do want to shout out Bruno Mars showing love. That's a big super chat. Bruno Mars showing love, so we appreciate it. It says, keep up the good content, boy. Y'all got the bag around there. Go ahead. They throwing it. Hey, we twerking. We twerking.
Scrubbing the ground. Y'all scrubbing the ground right now. Y'all scrubbing the ground right now. Trey, they turn you. We going full on tip drill video. No, man. Y'all know the funny thing for those of y'all in the chat with 30 plus when you fell asleep on the couch, that BET uncut on blaring. But nah, man. Right. Let me get this charger thing real fast so my computer don't die on this. But here's the thing, right? Like I think the practical reality is that, and some Bucks fans are actually, they want to try to convince the world they're genuine fans of Greece, like you really give a damn about Greece. But what I'll say is that I get the whole you have to keep the player happy. You got to keep the. Listen, it ain't our job to be. It's not the organization's job to fluff this man. Hey, bro, if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, if you're not fulfilling your obligations, I 100% have the right to say something to you. And the reality of it is people say, well, yes, he brought the Bucks team their first title in 40 years. And I agree. Listen, man, and I absolutely love that. But on the same note, look at the subsequent moves that this organization has made. You made the trade for Dame. You got rid of Bud 2 years after he helped bring that first title here. You've made a bunch of moves at deadline. You got rid of Christian. You've done it. You've made all the moves that Giannis requested here to build a team around him that's competitive. And he's not shown up in the playoffs because of injury. What kind of injuries? Lower body injuries. Lower body injuries that in some part overuse could be playing a role in that. So yes, as an organization, you 100% are justified in going to them and saying, what's the deal with this with Greece here? If you're not available in the postseason, if this is wearing you down and you can spend that time resting and recovering your body so you can be available to help this team go as far as you want it to go, as far as we try to build this thing out for it to go, then yes, you definitely can say something to them. Now, some people are going to jump all over me and be like, no, Giannis can do this and he can do whatever he wants. He brought us a title. Okay, great. Then don't be the same people sitting up here crying if the team gets bounced in the first round because it's not available. And tell everybody you're fine with that. You're fine with that one title. You don't want to see this Bucks maximize Giannis' window of potential because you're fine with that one title because you were so happy because you were a loser for so long because the team stunk that they got that one ring and you good on that, right? So I do think you got to have an honest conversation with Giannis if you are if you are the Bucks management and he's not available this year and he's injured because this Greece thing. Trey is right. Chris is going nowhere. They're not going to win. All the brothers in Greece is running around selling fake hats. Let's just keep it a buck here, right? You know brothers on that basketball team. What they doing? They stand outside by the Parthenon. Yeah, here's a brochure, sir. Yeah, you want some water, right? Like, come on, man. No black folks ain't getting it like that in Greece. Come on now. I have the patience for this nonsense. And yes, I am a fan of the front of the jersey. I don't give a damn about the individual on the back. I don't, and most people don't. People lie. That's the problem with a lot of people too. People lie. They want to purport themselves to be a good person. I care about you. No, you don't. You don't listen, man. I want you to produce because I am a fan of the Bucks.
Well, there are a lot of people.
One of the team.
Well, there are a lot of people who are like that who do care about. That's why they crashing out over Chris Middleton because they can't get it through their head that it's not just about. It's about the play. No. It's about the Bucks. And so, yeah, I was a fan of the Bucks before Chris Middleton got here. I'm a fan, clearly. Fan after Chris Middleton left. I was a fan before Giannis got here. I will be a fan after Giannis leaves. That's how this thing goes. So, yeah, I want what's in the best interest of the Milwaukee Bucks, not necessarily what's in the best interest of Giannis' personal, goals and life wants.
I was all on board with all three of y'all. And then JT had to say we was damn losers. And I can't get on board with that type of stuff, dog.
Listen, man. I'm sorry, Justin. I gotta call it how I see it, bro.
I'm gonna tell you something, yo.
I gotta call it how I see it, sir.
I'm a Milwaukeean to Milwaukee ends, which means
I know
I will go in my old age and stretch this little bit of ankle ball I got left out and try to get a bucket for the city of Milwaukee any day of the week and twice on Sunday.
I feel it.
However, JT, is Black History Month, so we're going to let you slide because you're absolutely right. Them Greeks ain't want his ass. They ain't want his ass so he could dunk a basketball. And now they celebrating him like he the begotten son of Greece. And they was holding your mama. They didn't want your mama to be there. They didn't want your daddy. None of your 15, 11 brothers. The brother that was producing the movie, they ain't want his ass either. I'm sorry.
Let's be clear here. There's space for one and his family, right? And one. You go to Greece, tell me how that go for you. You go to right. You go to Greece. You know, you might be all right in the tourist areas, but no, you get up in them churches and let me know how it goes for you.
I ain't never been to Greece. I've been to Europe one time in my life. I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm like all three of y'all, man. I don't care. And the reason why we started out 2-8, how about this? Trey pissing off Twitter, put this on Twitter. The reason why we started out 2-8, because his ass was running around with them people with Hellas on the front of their jersey instead of working out with Dame Lillard in the offseason and getting his stuff honed in for a championship. Look, dude, we about championships. You ain't in Greece no more. You're in Milwaukee. We want you. We love you. We've accepted you from day one. Let's not forget how these original owners put their put you on their back to make sure that everybody in your family got citizenship. So your loyalty should be to the mill, just like mine is, just like Chris King's is, just like JT's is, just like the Guru's is. Hey man, if it ain't about the Bucks, hey, I'm sorry, man. Hate me if you want to. I don't even like Greek food. I don't care. I don't want a pita. I don't want none of that stuff.
Here's the thing, though.
You want the gyro? The gyro?
You know what? I get down with the pita, though. I don't know about them putting some weird sauce on it, so I can't do that. But I do the pita with the chicken tomato. I'm cool with it, but the sauce, I can't get with that. But here's the thing.
I need Rocky Rococos.
Here's my other question. If you have an employer, everybody on this show has an employer. If you have an employer, you have your primary job, and then you have a secondary job that interferes with your primary job, what world is that not going to be a problem? If you have a secondary job that is interfering with your ability to fulfill your obligations for your primary job, in what world is that not going to be a problem? People can say sports are different, but no, that's not a difference because you have a contract, you have this, and your contract is paid for you to do certain things, you to perform. And if you're not available, right, your boss gonna have a problem. They may let it slide a couple times, but after a while, they gotta say something to you. So and then here's the other thing. Justin made this point the other day, and I thought it was great. University of Madison has, would you say, some world-renowned doctors or muscle whatever it is, they work on muscle therapy, massage therapy, whatever it is, and they helped the Packers receiver Christian Watson overcome some of his hamstring issues here. And Giannis and these calves have been a concern over the last few years. There's no question about that too. Right? Oh, somebody trying to hang on. You got to look at the chat.
I'm just saying Christian Watson that didn't work, obviously.
Well, no, but the hamstring held up. They can't fix the body, but the hamstring seemed to hold up a little bit.
They said Eric Stokes too.
They said Eric Stokes and they said Christian Watson, right? So, Justin talks about Giannis needs to spend some time down there if they can get them calf. If there's an issue with this calf, there's some sort of imbalance. Something's going on here because he does seem to have these calf issues at this point in the season. So in the offseason, if he's in Milwaukee, what can he do, Justin? He can go down to Madison and spend some time down there. Let him work on that, man, and see if he can't fix some of these lower.
But where it gonna be?
Body. But how? Madison to Milwaukee is what, an hour drive? But Madison to Athens, Greece.
Yeah.
That ain't it. And that's the biggest issue here. So by the way, but here's a question I do got to ask y'all, brother. Is that really Bruno Mars's people? I mean, Bruno Mars, I'm just curious, like if Bruno Mars is just randomly going, like if he just has people to just go out and throw something on, something on the books.
It's one way to change all four of our opinions, right? So you Greek folks that's going to get mad at this, just sponsor us. Fly the Cream City crossover out to Athens, Greece. Get us out there to do a Cream City crossover post-game show live in Greece. We'll put that hellish joint on and we'll root for you like you a Bucks fan. But until then, man, miss me with all that. Because like Chris King said, you wasn't winning no Olympics. You wasn't winning no FIBA. Hell, you ain't even the best in the Western, Eastern, Northern, Southern, whatever part of Europe you in. You ain't the best there. Luka Duka finna go crazy on your damn country anyway. I said what I said.
I mean, I'll be open if they get us a what's the spot called where all the girls walk around with the sand? Santorini. Santorini, is that right? That's
Santorini's nice. Santorini's nice.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we do that.
Yeah. No, I go out there, but yeah, nah, man, get Giannis, man, Giannis, come on, man.
Walking around the beach with socks on though, because brothers do. ain't gonna have the toes out for nobody.
With your Timbs on? You got your Timbs on?
Walking around the beach in the black socks, talking about like the Costco, the Pumas. It's like $12 for $10. You walk around the beach with those on. I'm already knowing. I don't know about y'all, but I stay in slides and socks. I don't care.
That's the DC in you, young.
I'll be in the slides and the socks all the time. I know Trey do. I'm already know Trey does.
I used to, but I didn't graduate. I will. I don't mind having the toes out in the sand.
Please tell me you don't got Crocs though.
Oh, Crocs are the most comfortable shoe. Oh, it's the most comfortable shoe. Yeah, it's the most comfortable. Have you ever put your foot in a Croc?
Absolutely not.
That's why.
I don't work in the hospital, bro. I don't work in the hospital.
That's why.
If I'm delivering babies all day from OBGYN, yeah, I'm surprised.
That's what I'm telling you. You've never done. I thought the same thing until I put my foot in a Croc, and then I said, "Oh, I see I see why." So it's most comfortable.
And they made some furry ones too.
You know what? Let me tell y'all
something.
Since we're gonna say something, you know what? I'm gonna share something with y'all. I got a pair of house slippers.
Okay.
They're Uggs. Mm-hmm. And let me tell you about these Ugg house slippers. I don't know if it's like fake wool in there or goat fur. I don't know what the hell it is. But these pair of Ugg house slippers, walk around in your drawers in the house, bruh. They're so comfortable. They're so comfortable.
What do the drawers have to do with it? I don't know, but
he give you the level of comfort that he experiencing.
Right.
You're trying to keep the feet warm, but nothing else warm.
Another super chat. Another super chat coming in. William Ray. See, we just out here shooting.
Hey, as soon as JT talked about the Uggs and the fur and the drawers, William threw a super chat.
William said, y'all in the drawers? Oh, we twerking. William Ray.
But did we confirm Kristen Gallegos is has anybody got visual on Kristen Gallegos?
No, no.
Gallego.
No. William Ray says, man, there's another Giannis running around the EuroLeague. He's 6'11". Reminds me of 2021 Giannis. I wouldn't mind if the Bucks brought Costas over from Costas. Come on. Bring one Giannis off, bring another one on. No, you know what? I don't want Costas. Listen, I want the haven't seen.
Hey,
I ain't seen. Is it Costas? Whatever name is.
That's a Dayton Flyer right there. I'm
about to say you got to let Chris King go on that one, dog.
Yeah, I think it's a little misleading, to be honest, watching the highlights of Kostas over there in Greece. I think actually I was looking at the comments. It's like he's not really averaging many points, and
he's trash.
He played for my Dayton Flyers. He was a second round draft pick, last pick of the 2018 NBA draft, I believe. He's just not Giannis, and he's really not close. It's tough to come to that realization, but he's not that, and Thanasis isn't that. Nobody else is Giannis, or come close in that family. So, yeah, I'd be opposed to that. But it would be a big man. Like, if you did want to do that and you want to get your another brother and you want to make Giannis happy on this, not having a brother thing on the team, maybe you do it. I wouldn't.
You know what? I'll tell you this. If Giannis is willing to not play in Greece anymore, if you bring his brother and put him on the team, I think, you know what? Look, I think you gotta consider that. I think you consider that.
Put the Nasses on the coaching staff. Call it a day.
Bring Kostas. Right, I want to say his name right because everybody here got Midwest ties, so I think I'll butcher some names like the young lady's name who I know I'm not pronouncing her last name right. I just know him.
Just say when you get lost, just say Penguin. It's okay. Everyone knows what you're talking about. Hey, Costas, Costas, Whitefish Bay Dominican. Hey, bring the homie here, man. Just bring everybody. If it brings us, last time we won the championship, we had two Antetokounmpos on the team, so bring them here.
I'm good with it. I'm good. Put his brother on the coaching staff.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, coaching staff, I don't mind.
He's doing great at the podcasting thing, coming in here promoting his own channel.
Yeah, I remember he did come in.
What was that? TA, come on.
He might need to pull up.
It was like chat send the link. I don't know what he.
I don't know what he was talking about.
Bro, what? Like maybe he was seeing the link to connect. I don't know, but like you got to follow up, bro.
So can we make a gentleman's agreement? If we get a Dayton Flyer on the Bucks, Chris King got to go to the Bucks Pro Shop, get that jersey.
Oh yeah, that would be a
In
no-brainer.
it
should have been Deron Holmes. Maybe
in the middle,
the Achilles injury, but we just instead packaged our guy to go get Kuzma, which is good, which is fine. But before that, I would have a stronger case in point to go get Holmes in that draft.
Yeah, y'all remember we drafted A.J. Johnson in front of Terrence Channing Jr.? Yeah, I remember that too.
What's he doing?
He's at least playing NBA minutes. I know that.
Right.
Doc, you missed it, JT, at the last show. Doc said AJ gonna be nice.
AJ who?
That's
Johnson.
AJ Johnson?
Yeah, but that's that old coach speak where you go, yeah, he's gonna be a great player. We had a hard time letting him go. It was this, it was that. He don't believe that. Doc
Want some I love you from a distance. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Y'all see that boy Rick Hamilton in the chat?
Yeah, I don't know what. Yeah, we just talking now.
Rick
Just a mess.
Okay, Rick.
Yeah. Like I said, man, it is what it is. Other thing I wanted to get to. Did you see these the Steve Smith thing where Steve Smith was out there messing with I don't know, guy's wife she was a band member for the Baltimore Ravens band.
It's what it looked like. She got some things going on with the band.
And so then the husband found the text messages and put him out on blast on Twitter. Man, Twitter, like I said, it's a great play. It gives and it takes. And so Steve Smith was crying about Cam Newton, and he in there, and then dude called him and he told him, "I'm sorry."
Yeah, and then didn't say a word after that.
I feel terrible.
Do y'all think? Let me ask this: Do y'all think this was real, or do you think it was real?
100%. 100% real. Absolutely. Did you see what happened? People started hitting up his wife, and she had to make her profile private and everything else.
Yeah,
I would 100%. I would 100% think it's real, but I feel bad for the man whose wife was cheating on him, because that dude shared these text messages, and I don't know about you, but anybody who has a significant other, if you saw the stuff that she was saying to Steve Smith,
the IUD got rearranged.
Oh man,
the amount of tightness in the chest. Oh, I would right. Like, because I would just tell any reasonable, sensible man who was devoted to his wife would probably be ready to crash out after seeing all that, right? So, this dude was so hurt. He shared his pain with the world, but he actually shared the messages. You could have stopped with the first screenshot, brother. This man kept going. She talking about.
Hey, what's Steve say? I'm chunky, about to go to the gym.
The IUD. I mean, man. Now look, right now, having said that, let's be honest, guys. Does any of this surprise you? Does it surprise you that Steve Smith is outside? Not at all.
Nah, never surprised me. Any it happens to any celebrity athlete. Nah, never surprises me. But it is interesting, and I just feel like, because it's 2025, I just question whether everything is authentic, whether it's real. He hasn't said anything. I just never know. I feel like everything could be a hoax, everything could be a joke. I'm hoping it's not real. I don't know. I really can't. I can't tell. I can't call. The voice sounded like him.
He did say something. He said something.
I think it was AI.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't know if it was AI. That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Steve Smith. Right. Here's the cold part about it. My man, he tags like TMZ, Pro Football, I think Pro Football Talk, Panthers, NFL Network. He tags all this stuff, right?
Right.
Story. And then my man tagged Yeti Coolers.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't understand.
What? Oh man, tagged Yeti Coolers. Does Steve Smith got a Yeti sponsorship?
Let me
I have no idea.
Let me go tag Yeti in his Cream City crossover joint then, man, because we need that sponsorship too. If that's all you got to do is give her that Yamin. Hey, look, I don't know what the homie got from this. If it was me, I would have just took my L and went to the crib, man. I'd have did like Dame did tonight. I wouldn't have shook no hands. I'd have went right to the locker room. I don't want to talk to nobody. We out. Bruh, he basically, you lost. There's nothing like sharing the text messages. it makes you look even more goofier than you did before. Don't share it with the world.
They said you look like Jeff Van Gundy.
I did see that.
You know what, and that's the thing though, right? Like, so
Did he really lose?
But you know what though, you know what, right? And here's where this goes completely left here, right? But I do think that for folks who've been married like a certain amount of time, think about Arnold Schwarzenegger, who Arnold Schwarzenegger, was cheating on his wife with, and they had that kid together. You know what I'm talking about? You know, Arnold Schwarzenegger was messing with that woman and the housekeeper or something, and everybody looked at the housekeeper like, right? And everybody looked at his wife and was like, what's going on, right? I think the proximity and, proximity does a lot. And I think the proximity in this situation probably did a lot too, because he was around the Ravens, she was around the Ravens. And we really don't know how long this has been going on. But, yeah, I mean, Steve Smith talking crazy too in the DM. Here's the wildest part though.
JT, it's not, they said, and correct me if I'm wrong, Trey and Chris King, but they said it was after he had been done with football.
Oh, yeah, he was in the
middle. He's still around though. That's what I'm saying. Like, he still seems to go around the organization though.
Yeah, he was talking about I'm chunky, I got to work out. See, this is post-football.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's been retired for like 6 years.
What is he on, Thursday Night Football?
Yeah, I think he does Thursday Night Football. No, and he does lots of NFL Network too. So he took the post game to a whole nother level. Yeah,
man, he just outside. That's what I'm saying. He just can't help himself. He outside. But I will tell you this: in some states that they even face something. Maybe we'll talk about some T's and Q's. They even face criminal liability for that.
That's crazy work.
For doing
the wife face criminal liability.
Not criminal liability, civil liability.
The wife should get that, not him.
For like adultery, I think in some states you can't face civil liability for that. So
we got alienation of affection out here in North Carolina. We like one of the only states that has it. Shout out to. Never mind, I'm not about to say that. Oh my gosh. Hey, since we talk about legal stuff, can we get on this Pat Beverly stuff for a second, then?
Sure. Yeah. Pat Bev, the Pacers fans did. Pacers fans did come out and try and sue Pat Beverly for mental anguish and all the stuff. Remember he threw the ball at the Pacers fans at the end of the game last year. Again, it just sounds stupid. It's frivolous. It's a stupid, frivolous lawsuit. I'm sure nothing will come of it. Maybe they'll get, maybe they get a couple dollars here and there if Pat wants to get this thing to go away. But I just can't imagine there's any real damages from this group. So again, but it's grifters, just like the Indiana Pacers, grifting.
I mean, I think so. So what I will say, and again, when you start talking about this, I don't know the laws in Indiana, but I will say that premises like if you want to look at that, I know Trey, you played this.
Yeah, you gotta have damages. You gotta have real. At the end of the day, you gotta have actual damages.
That's what I was going to say. That's what I was going to say. People talk about like mental anguish, or they talk about intentional infliction of emotional distress and everything. And just about, to my knowledge, just about every jurisdiction in America, you got to have physical manifestation, some sort of injury, some sort of harm, something there in order to pursue a claim for that. Is that right in Carolina?
I don't know, but yeah, you gotta at the end of the day, you gotta have damages. That's the name of the game.
And now having said that, you got to have damages to win something from court, but you don't have to have damages to shake somebody down. And that's the issue: is you don't have to have damages to shake somebody down. There's a chance that those fans who could do this could find themselves typically a slip and fall guy, some poor personal injury attorney, to go ahead and say, Pacers, hey, or Patrick Beverly, you know what? We're gonna shake you down for 20 bands. We're gonna shake down the Pacers for not keeping us safe. We're gonna shake down whatever it is. Yeah, you 100% can find an attorney to do that. And look, I mean, the reality of it is, you come away with 10 bands. That's 10 bands more than you had to start.
So also in the lawsuit, Josh Oppenheimer, I might be saying it wrong, and the Milwaukee Bucks are mentioned in the lawsuit as well. JT.
Oh damn. Okay. Oh, so they suing the Bucks.
I don't think they're suing. I think you said they just mentioned it. Are they suing the Bucks, or they just mentioned?
No, I don't have an ESQ. So the article I read made it seem like they were attacking Oppenheimer and the Bucks for criminal.
I don't think. Yeah, I had to.
I gotta read it. I haven't read the article yet. But
Chris King.
I'm talking about it.
Chris King, we gotta let these two lawyers read it because I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
but I know. Yeah. We let y'all two. We let y'all two ESQs handle it.
Yeah,
free Pat Bev is free Bobby Portis, by the way, though.
Yeah, I think they're just soon. Oh no, no, you're right. They named Beverly, the Bucks, and Josh Oppenheimer as defendants. So they are in this. So the Bucks are definitely
so they are suing.
Yeah, which again makes it yeah. So it makes sense to try to get as much as you can. But yeah, I don't think this is gone.
They said something about like, and correct me if I'm wrong, because you two brothers are the lawyers, but they said something like the Bucks they created a hostile environment, something crazy like that. I'm just like, look, if me and Chris King go to the Dayton Flyers game and we run on the court and we punch somebody from Duquesne in the face, is that Dayton's fault? Because we got a Dayton shirt on? Because I still got my Dayton shirt, Chris King.
No, but he was an employee. The difference is Pat Bev was an employee of the Bucks. So that's why you're going to bring the Bucks into it.
And remember, lawyering 101, whenever you're filing a civil suit, you always try to find the deepest pockets possible, right? Like you always want to find the deepest pockets possible. Pat Bev has probably made, I'm assuming, probably $70, $80 million in his NBA career. The Bucks organization is worth a hell of a lot more than that. So whatever you can do to capture that, and whatever you can do to capture the Bucks into your suit, that's just kind of lawyering 101. You're always going to do that, even if they had really nothing to do with it, or even if the nexus is relatively minimal.
Yeah, I'm surprised. They didn't sue the NBA as well.
That's what I'm curious is like if they're going to amend and add the NBA to that suit.
Right.
But we need on Cream City Crossover. We need Pat Bev to come on here and defend himself.
Yeah, well, he probably gonna need to do less talking than talking.
What's Pat Bev doing right now?
Podcasting.
Well, he was playing in
Tel Aviv.
He got cut.
Yeah.
I thought he quit.
He got cut.
Oh, I thought he got waived.
I thought he quit.
I think he got waived.
Oh wow!
It's a bit active over there, so you might want to get up out of Tel Aviv. I'm not going there for a little while.
You getting waived when bombs going over your head is crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't think it was because of the performance, though. I think there was a little bit of like I thought it was like a mutual parting, maybe.
Yeah, I thought something happened. I think he didn't want to be over there. I think maybe it was something about his wife or his girlfriend didn't want to be over there. Yeah. Something like that.
On Selling Sunset. That's what it is. She on Selling Sunset.
I didn't know. Okay, yeah, so I don't know who she is.
Chris King, you taking Ryan Rollins or Pat Bev?
Oh, Ryan Rollins.
I know you were.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys want to get at before we wrap?
I just think next post game show you got to rock it in the Steve Smith jersey. Shout out to the homie though. Best dude under 6 feet. I know. Hey man, sometimes you gotta play with them vowels, and there might be a little consonant in there too. Shout out to the IUDs.
Hey, in there. Okay. Shout out to the IUDs.
I just with the hammer.
My final word. I just appreciate all the love I was shown today, man. It made me feel good. Appreciate that from the chat. I told you guys that in our bio, in our description, in the YouTube, it says Chris Ladies Man King.
There you go.
And I was just waiting on that day to happen. It came.
Chris, I'm gonna put you on the spot. So you've been in the DMs yet? No DMs, no Instagram, no nothing,
bro. We'll figure that out when I'm off air, man.
Chris out here on his
my attention, man. I'm on my grind.
On his dime plus 99. They call him Bucko 9 out there.
I got a question though. Like, is I'm assuming Sound Sage is a woman, right?
I don't know who that is.
And we out here, Cream City Bachelor, Chris King. We need all the single ladies. Hey, we ain't dealing with them 6.5, some 7.5.
Hey, you know what?
8.5 or better to pull up.
There is a Kristen Gallego that plays for Dayton. Plays softball for Dayton.
Hey, I know who it is.
Oh, hey, JT been doing that
homework. Hey, is that who that is? Go ahead, brother.
Hey, okay. The Dayton work is in here. Okay.
I'm gonna send that in the group chat.
You know what they say though. 5 and 5 is 10 though, Justin. 5 and 5,
brother. Hey, this Chris I'm this Chris. Nah, this is okay. Well, look, 5 and 5 is 10, so it's 3.3. 3.3s.
That's crazy work. That's
Chris
crazy.
King need an 8.5 or better, man.
Let's get out.
That's
Let's get out of
my
here.
guy,
Let's get out of here. Bucks losing tonight,
Documented
197. Yeah, it's too much here. 197. Rockets beat the Bucks. Again, just not enough down the stretch for the Milwaukee Bucks. 12.4 quarters what lost it for them. Want to thank everybody for watching us tonight. Want to thank everybody for the super chats tonight. So if you give us super chats, appreciate it. We appreciate it. Want to thank you. Like the podcast, like the YouTube channel. Subscribe. Tell a friend about the Cream City Crossover. It is the best Milwaukee Bucks post-game show in all of the land. Yeah, Rick, we'll get into the Packers pushing the end of Tush. We'll get into that Thursday night. But yeah, this is the best post-game show. There's no way about it. I mean, where do you go? You get from talking about this game to talking about IUDs. And everything in between. And that's what we do around here at the Cream City Crossover. Late night. We pass midnight, so they can get a little wild in the crossover. Want to again just appreciate everybody for joining us tonight. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Twitter, we appreciate it. Want to thank our sponsors tonight, Curly's Waterfront Sports Bar and Grill. Head out there to Lake Pewaukee, Wisconsin. Curly's Waterfront Sports Bar and Grill. You got to get out there. Great food, great eats, great wings, everything out there at Curly's. Curly's Waterfront Sports Bar and Grill, sponsor of the Cream City Crossover. Yeah, man, I think that's all I got for you guys tonight. Appreciate you guys. As always, we'll be back at it Thursday night. This has been the Cream City Media Group production from the Groove. Check out Dirt.
Chris King.
Justin,
Miami.
go Flyers softball.
Miami enemy is only because I dared to tell you the truth. Don't take no wooden nickels.